Top 10 Golden Age actors who destroyed their careers in one night. Hollywood's golden age glittered with stars who seemed eternal. For decades, these actors appeared untouchable, living gods and goddesses whose fame transcended ordinary life. Their faces filled theaters, their names guaranteed box office success, and their images were carefully sculpted by powerful studios that controlled every detail of their public personas. But behind the premieres, the red carpets, and the carefully manufactured fantasy, there was a brutal truth. In classic Hollywood, an entire legendary career could be destroyed in a single night. A former MGM publicity executive once said, "The studios created stars like flawless statues, but the moment a star threatened the illusion, the same system that built them would erase them without hesitation." Cancel culture didn't begin in the modern era. Hollywood has always been a place where one mistake, or even one refusal to cooperate, could end everything. What makes these stories especially disturbing is the double standard. Some stars were protected despite horrifying behavior, while others were erased for actions that today would barely cause a headline. A beloved actor vanished overnight simply for refusing to hide who he loved. A comedy legend lost everything after a party ended in tragedy, even though multiple juries found him innocent. A superstar's voice, a single radio broadcast, a single gunshot, or even a refusal to lie, all it took was one night. Today, we're revealing the shocking stories of 10 legendary Golden Age performers whose careers were destroyed in a single evening. And the most haunting part isn't how fast they fell. It's how differently history might judge them today. 1. Roscoe "Fatty" Arbuckle, from king of comedy to Hollywood pariah. In the early 1920s, Roscoe "Fatty" Arbuckle wasn't just famous. He was one of the most powerful figures in entertainment. He earned an unprecedented $1 million annual salary, making him richer than the President of the United States. Charlie Chaplin himself called Arbuckle one of the most gifted physical comedians who ever lived. Then came one Labor Day weekend in San Francisco. At a private hotel party, a young actress named Virginia Rapp became ill. Days later, she died. Based on the word of a single witness, later exposed as attempting extortion, Arbuckle was arrested and accused of assault and murder. The public didn't wait for evidence. Within days, Arbuckle went from America's favorite comedian to a national villain. His films were pulled from theaters. His contract was suspended. Exhibitors announced they would never show his work again. The truth was far different. Medical testimony showed no evidence of assault. Arbuckle endured 3 trials, the final one ending in a full acquittal. The jury even issued a written apology, stating that no proof of wrongdoing had ever existed. But it didn't matter. Hollywood had already made its decision. Arbuckle was banned from appearing on screen. Though he later directed films under a pseudonym, his career never recovered. He died young, on the very day he signed a contract that might have brought him back. Arbuckle became Hollywood's first major casualty of scandal, and the blueprint for everything that followed. 2. Ingrid Bergman, America's sweetheart turned moral outcast. Ingrid Bergman was not just a movie star, she was an ideal. Films like Casablanca and Gaslight made her the embodiment of elegance, intelligence, and moral purity in post-war America. Then she made one unforgivable choice. While filming in Italy, Bergman fell in love with director Roberto Rossellini. She became pregnant while still married, and refused to lie about it. Studios begged her to cover it up. She refused. The backlash was brutal. Churches denounced her. Theaters refused to screen her films. A United States senator publicly condemned her on the Senate floor, calling her a dangerous moral influence. Overnight, one of Hollywood's most beloved stars was blacklisted. Bergman spent years in exile, separated from her daughter and erased from American screens. Only years later did she return, delivering an undeniable performance that won her another Academy Award. Though she quietly stayed away from the ceremony, her crime wasn't scandal, it was honesty. 3. John Gilbert. John Gilbert was the greatest romantic idol of the silent era. Audiences worshipped him. Studios paid him enormous sums. His chemistry with Greta Garbo defined an entire generation of cinema. Then sound arrived. Contrary to legend, Gilbert's voice wasn't the problem. Politics were. After clashing with MGM chief Louis B. Mayer, including a physical confrontation, Gilbert became a target. His first sound film was deliberately sabotaged with awkward dialogue and humiliating direction. Then came one disastrous radio broadcast. Appearing intoxicated, Gilbert's slurred speech confirmed rumors the studio had quietly encouraged. Overnight, he went from romantic god to punchline. MGM did nothing to protect him. His roles declined. His career collapsed. He died at 38, broken by alcoholism and rejection. One broadcast, one night, everything ended. 4. Lupe Vélez, the Mexican Spitfire's final scene. Lupe Vélez was fearless, vibrant, and groundbreaking. A Latina actress who demanded leading roles in an industry that offered her none. But in the 1940s, pregnancy outside marriage was still considered unforgivable. Pregnant, abandoned, and overwhelmed, Vélez planned her final act with tragic theatricality. She intended to die beautifully, surrounded by flowers and faith. Instead, the reality was horrific. Her death became a grotesque headline, not a reflection of her talent, but a cruel punchline. Overnight, her legacy was reduced to the manner of her death. Hollywood forgot everything else. 5. George Reeves' Superman's Fall to Earth. To millions of children in the 1950s, George Reeves wasn't playing Superman. He was Superman. He embodied truth, justice, and invincibility at a time when America desperately wanted heroes it could trust. Children believed bullets couldn't harm him. Parents believed he represented moral certainty. Reeves himself became inseparable from the KP War. Then, one night, a gunshot shattered the illusion. George Reeves was found dead in his bedroom. A gunshot wound to the head, a pistol nearby. He was just 45 years old. Authorities ruled it a suicide almost immediately, but the details never fully made sense. There were bruises on his body, no fingerprints on the gun. Witness accounts conflicted, and powerful Hollywood connections hovered uncomfortably close to the case. Rumors spread quickly. Some whispered of murder. Others spoke of studio fixers and mob ties. The truth was never definitively resolved. What was certain was the impact. Parents across America struggled to explain the unthinkable to their children. How could Superman die from a bullet? Television stations quietly pulled reruns of Adventures of Superman, fearing emotional fallout. Overnight, Reeves was no longer a symbol of hope. He became a cautionary tale. In a single night, George Reeves fell from the sky. An icon transformed into a mystery that still haunts Hollywood history. 6. Lana Turner, Glamour Meets Murder. Lana Turner's life was the ultimate Hollywood fairy tale. Discovered as a teenager, she rose from poverty to become one of MGM's most glamorous stars. A symbol of elegance, sensuality, and success. Every detail of her image was meticulously controlled, polished, and protected, until one night destroyed it all. During a violent argument in Turner's home, her teenage daughter stabbed Turner's boyfriend, a man with known mob connections, while attempting to protect her mother. He died shortly after. The inquest ruled it justifiable homicide. Legally, the case was closed. Culturally, it never was. The press descended like vultures. Headlines fused Turner's name with murder, crime, and scandal. Her carefully crafted image collapsed overnight. She was no longer seen as a glamorous movie star. She was a true crime headline. Though Turner continued to work and even found commercial success afterward, something fundamental had shifted. The roles became fewer. The magic was gone. The audience no longer saw fantasy, they saw reality intruding. In one violent night, Hollywood's sweater girl became a symbol of how quickly glamour can turn to infamy. 7. Montgomery Clift, the beautiful face shattered. Montgomery Clift represented a revolution in masculinity. He was sensitive where others were stoic, vulnerable where others were invincible. His performances revealed emotional depth rarely seen in leading men of the era, and audiences were mesmerized. Then came one car crash. Driving late at night, Clift lost control and slammed into a telephone pole. The injuries were catastrophic. His face, once considered among the most beautiful in Hollywood, was broken and permanently altered. He survived, but something essential was lost. The camera, once obsessed with him, now struggled. Lighting had to be adjusted, angles carefully chosen. Directors hesitated. Romantic leads disappeared. The pain didn't stop at the surface. Clift turned to painkillers, then alcohol, then isolation. What followed wasn't a sudden fall, but a slow unraveling. A brilliant talent dimmed by one irreversible moment. He died at 45, his body giving out long after his career had begun slipping away. One night on a dark road changed everything. Not because he lost his talent, but because Hollywood could no longer see past the damage. 8. Peter Lorre, the night Hollywood stopped laughing. Peter Lorre was one of the most respected character actors of his generation. His voice was unmistakable, his presence unforgettable. He was admired not just for his performances, but for his intelligence and insight into human darkness. Then, at a Hollywood industry event, he made a fatal mistake. Drunk, unfiltered, and brutally honest, Lorre took the stage and did what few ever dared. He publicly dismantled Hollywood's elite. He mocked studio heads, exposed hypocrisies, and humiliated powerful figures in the room. It was brilliant, it was fearless, and it was unforgivable. Hollywood can overlook scandal, can overlook addiction, can even overlook crime, but it does not forgive public humiliation of its power structure. From that night forward, the phone stopped ringing. Prestige roles vanished. Major productions passed him over. His career slid from respected artistry into self-parody and obscurity. One speech, one night, and one of Hollywood's most distinctive talents was quietly pushed aside. 9. Judy Garland, the night the rainbow fell. Judy Garland gave her childhood, her health, and her soul to entertainment. From a young age, she was worked relentlessly, medicated to perform, and molded into a symbol of joy for millions. Her voice carried unmatched emotional power because it came from real pain. Then came one night at the Palace Theater. A highly anticipated comeback concert. Packed house. Immense pressure. Garland couldn't go on. What today might be recognized as severe anxiety or exhaustion was framed very differently at the time. Overnight, whispers about her reliability became headlines. Her sensitivity was rebranded as instability. That single canceled performance changed the narrative forever. From that moment on, every success was treated as temporary, every struggle as inevitable. Garland never escaped the shadow of that night. One missed performance reframed her entire legacy, not as a survivor, but as a tragic figure spiraling out of control. 10. William Haines, the star who wouldn't lie. William Haines had everything Hollywood could offer. He was MGM's top male star, adored by audiences and protected by the studio system. Unlike many silent-era actors, he transitioned seamlessly into sound films. His future seemed guaranteed, until the studio demanded one thing. They told him to abandon the man he loved, to marry a woman for appearances, to live a lie or lose everything. Haines didn't hesitate. "I can act," he said, "but I won't live a lie." That single sentence ended his film career instantly. He was erased from Hollywood. Contracts terminated, roles vanished, his name quietly removed from the industry. But unlike many others on this list, Haines found something rarer than fame. He found peace. He built a new career, a successful business, and remained with his partner for decades. While Hollywood moved on without him, he never expressed regret. In one night, William Haines lost stardom and kept his soul. These stories reveal the brutal reality behind Hollywood's golden age. Talent didn't guarantee survival. Innocence didn't ensure protection. Truth was negotiable until it wasn't. Careers weren't always destroyed by crimes or failures. Sometimes they were destroyed by honesty, accidents, or refusing to play along. And often, all it took was one night. If these stories resonate today, it's because the system hasn't changed as much as we like to believe. Fame is still fragile. Narratives are still ruthless, and history eventually may judge very differently.